Okay guys, I think what I'm going to do in this one is I'm going to cover the Ranger build because in the stealth category it's, unique in the sense that it shouldn't be there, but it is, okay? So we're going to cover the Ranger build and how to do a Ranger, okay? And we're going to do this one first because it's awkward, okay? So we need to pick our gender first. You could be male or female. We need to pick our race, and it's going to be Vararni because we have detect hidden and we have lock picking. Okay, all right. So we're going to be Vararni, and then for our Patreon god, um, we're going to go with critical hit and critical damage. The very first one right here. Okay, all right. The god of death. Okay, that's the one that we're going to pick. All right. Now, let me see. What else do we have here for the Ranger? Um, we'll get into this here in a second when I get into my build here. We're all finesse only. Okay, all right. The Ranger's all finesse. And we can do the main quest. We can do the Travelers, which is the Thieves Guild. And we can do, hang on, Ranger? Can we do, no, we can't do that. So we can only do the Travelers, okay? All right, and that's it, okay? We're not joining the War Sworn because we're not a warrior class, right? Even though we have weapons, we're not a warrior class. We stay out in the woods, we hunt animals, we respect Mother Nature, we make potions, that kind of stuff, all right? We can do side quests and we can do tasks, okay? But the only one here that we can do is the Travelers, okay? Um, I'll get into this later. We will be doing alchemy, but I'll get into it later. Okay, yeah, we're good there. Okay, so now let's get into the character. So this is for the Ranger build, okay? So, the Ranger build is going to be right here. Right here. So you're going to go from level 49 to 75, but no higher, okay? So these are the amount of points that you can spec into your character. So you got up to 75 points to go into, okay? And you're going to take the card Ranger, and that's where you're going to stay, okay? And you're going to go up to 75. You're not going to do 76 because then you become an assassin. That you're not, okay? So you go up to 75 points, okay? And you take the Ranger card, all right? And then here is where those points come into being, is here. So it's in the finesse category. And because you're a ranger, your primary weapon is going to be the bow, and your secondary weapon is going to be the dagger. And you're going to spec into the bow all the way up, okay? And you're going to spec into the dagger because it's your secondary, okay? All right. Now, things here, ranger. You're not into poison because you're not into, you're not an assassin kind of thing. You're not into laying down ice traps like this. Um, Let me just see now what else can we do here. Yeah, you're going to spec all the way up into this. You could do this, but you don't want to do the poison bomb, okay? You just want the smoke bomb. And what's this? Feyblade, no. You could do this, but I wouldn't because this is for daggers and Feyblades. Daggers is our secondary. Our primary is this, okay? So that's what you're going to be doing there, okay? And that's basically it. So basically, all you're doing is you're speccing all the way up into this. and you're speccing into daggers, and then you're taking this last one here, and I think that's about it. Yeah, you're not an assassin, so you're not going to be doing this neither. So yeah, you're just going to be doing those ones, okay? You're not going to be doing like shadow magic and that neither because, again, you're not, that type of character, okay? All right, so that's that. Um, we already covered destiny, so we know how high up we can go. Oh, here's skills. Okay, so skills. You're going to be alchemy, detect hidden, and stealth. These are the three you're going to spec into, okay? All right. Stealth first, then detect hidden, and then alchemy, okay? In that order, all right? And that's your character right there. So only go, you're hard locked at how many points you can do, okay? Because when we look at our destiny, um, we can only go up to 75 points, okay? So the 75 points go into abilities, okay? So we can only have 75 in here, okay? And that's it. We can't go any higher than 75. And so I told you what your restrictions are here. So you can do blades, you can do the bow and arrow all the way up here, and you can do the smoke bomb, just the first one, and that's it. And then everything else you ignore. Like literally, you ignore, okay? And remember, you can always go to a Fate Weaver if you mess up. If you can always go to a Fate Weaver and they'll reset your character, and then you can go from there, okay? And we're doing the Varani, okay? All right. And I do believe that's it. Like, oh no, yeah, we also got alchemy too, right? So we can do alchemy. So that means we can make our own potions in that too. Okay, because we live off the land and that, we know how to heal ourselves so we can make health potions and that kind of stuff, right? Okay. So that's what we're going to be doing there is we're going to be doing health potions. Now, is there anything else I left out? Um, we did our god, I do believe, I think. Did we not? Let's just see if I covered that or not. Okay, so we're Varani, so we got to watch for that. So with this one, I'm going to say go with, for your god, go with this one right here, the top one. Critical hit damage and chance to critical hit, okay, for the ranger, right? Because you're really good with the bow, eh? That's the thing. Like your bow is incredible. You're incredibly accurate with the bow. So that's what I would go there, right? And focus on anything that gives you extra health and anything that does, anything to do with the bow and arrow. That is your primary thing right there, okay? All right. So I'll do some gameplay of it so you can see how it's done. I'm just doing this character here. Um, that's everything I can think of for this character. It's a unique character, okay? So, if there's anything I missed or that, if you're curious about the Ranger and how to do it and how to role play it, it's exactly like how you do in Skyrim and that, okay? But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I will be doing a build of it later. And thanks for watching.